The Bengals will beat the Bears in Super Bowl 60. They're going to beat Justin Fields in the Super Bowl. In Gematria, practice coin letters and words into numbers. The Bears can appear in the Super Bowl again 19 years after Super Bowl 41, when they lost against the Colts, with the former Colts coach Matt Eberfleus leading the way. Indianapolis is Gematria of Super Bowl 60. 19 years, they can make it back to the Super Bowl against the team that ended the curse of Bo Jackson. Jackson is Gematria of 19. The Bengals looking to win a championship for the first time since being the LA Rams. LA Rams, Gematria 19. Justin Fields, 67 touchdowns in his collegiate career. 67 is the Gematria of Levi's Stadium. It is Levi's, that's Gematria 67. 67 is also the Gematria of the Bengals' loss against the Los Angeles Rams. The Los Angeles Rams is Gematria 67. Justin Fields, this wasn't his first start against the Bengals, but he did come back to lead a victory against the Bengals, replacing an injured Andy Dalton. He threw for 60 yards in that game. He can face off against the Bengals in Super Bowl 60. This was also played on the 19th day. 19-9 is 28. The Super Bowl is on February the 8th, 2-8. In Gematria, 2-8, February the 8th. Fields is 28. 49ers is 28, the Super Bowl host. Joseph Burrow, Joseph is Gematria 28. Justin Fields is Gematria of the 49ers. Justin is Gematria of the Bengals. Jamar Chase. Chase has Gematria of Bears. 18 Super Bowls played in between Super Bowl 41 and Super Bowl 60. And the Bears won their last title at the 18th admitted state, which is Louisiana. Levi Stadium is Gematria of 154. It is Kennesaw, Georgia, the birthplace of Justin Fields, as Gematria of 154. Kennesaw, Georgia, having Gematria 73. 73 months after Burrow won the national title game with LSU. He's going to win the Super Bowl against the guy from Kennesaw, Georgia. Justin Fields, 67 touchdowns in 19 rushing. That's 86 combined. He can appear in the Super Bowl over at the Bay Area. The Bay Area is Gematria of 86. The Broncos for the last winner over there in Super Bowl 50. Santa Clara is located 40 miles off of San Francisco. Forgot where it said so specifically, but 40 miles off the coast, 40 miles away from San Francisco is where Santa Clara is at. The Bears can win the Super Bowl 40 years later after Super Bowl 20, 39 prior years. The Bengals is Gematria 39, the Super Bowl on the 39th day of the year. That's what's going on there with Chicago. The Bengals had that heartbreaking loss against the 49ers in Super Bowl 23. More heartbreaking Super Bowl 56. 37 years later, the Bengals are going to win after Super Bowl 23. They did lose Los Angeles. They're going to win 37 years after Super Bowl 23. They're going to do so against Chicago. Chicago is Gematria 37. And now Chicago is also Gematria of Joe Burrow in Levi Stadium. Okay, interesting enough. They did have the Bears connection with Ron Rivera. The 18-1 Chicago Bears. The Panthers finished 17-2 actually that year. Ron Rivera used to be with the Bears, so the Bears have had a connection with the prior Super Bowl over at the Santa Clara. So that's what remains interesting about that game. a defensive MVP that game too in that Super Bowl. So we know how the Bears are with defense and all that. Also, the Bears scored 46 points when they beat the Patriots. Chicago, Gematria 46, Levi Stadium. "22 games with the Buckeyes. Levi's is 22. 34 games played. Can face off against Burrow in the Super Bowl. Burrow is Gematria 34, and it is Niners. That's also Gematria 34. So that's worth pointing out. "20 wins with the Buckeyes. He's going to try to win the Bears' first Super Bowl since Super Bowl 20. He'll certainly try to. 51 total touchdowns and 27 his last year. Santa Clara's 27. Cincy is Gematria 27. The Bears' last Super Bowl appearance over at Miami against the Colts. Miami is Gematria 27-45. Miami is also Gematria Bears, notice. There were a total of 46 points in that game, too, between the Colts and the Chicago Bears. Yeah, the Bears lost to Peyton Manning in their last Super Bowl appearance. The last Super Bowl at the Bay Area, that was a Peyton Manning victory, too. Interesting. The Chicago Bears is Gematria 70. You know, the Super Bowl is on 2-8, a day leaving us with Gematria Fields and, 49ers. The amount of time that Joe Burrow got drafted, April 23rd, to the day of his Super Bowl victory, if you could compute the date duration, it would fall on the 70th month. The Chicago Bears is also Gematria 70. Interesting. Chicago Bears by itself, Gematria 91-55, also Gematria 49ers. Chicago Bears is also Gematria of Coach Taylor, and of course John Taylor, the 10-yard touchdown to break the hearts in Super Bowl 23. How much time? Well, we did the time from Justin Fields and his first start, but as far as when he got drafted, Fields selected 11th overall. The Bears trade up with the New York Giants for the 20th overall pick. New York Giants is also Gematria 49ers. New York, Gematria 39th day. The Bengals 39. New York Giants is Gematria 64. Same Gematria as 49ers. And of course the Denver Broncos, who won the last Super Bowl over at the Bay Area. A Bengal against the animal. Bengal Tiger. Didn't beat the Lion there, Matthew Stafford, but they're going to beat the Bears in this Super Bowl. City of Miami is Gematria 60. The Bears' last Super Bowl appearance at the City of Miami. They can appear back in the Super Bowl 60. Interception return 56 yards by the Colts against the Bears. When the Bears appear in the Super Bowl again, they can face off against the team that last played in Super Bowl 56. How does Peyton Manning figure into this? Not really per se with, Chicago and everything that they've got. The Chicago Bears, Gematria 70, 70 months after he was drafted. And Justin Fields was in the same draft as Joe Burrow. He was the 11th, or he was in 2021. Got to 2021. So yeah, 4 years, 9 months, from the time he was drafted, going up against the Bengals. 58 months later. I don't know what's significant about the 58. Maybe Louisiana, New Orleans. Oh, New Orleans, Louisiana is Gematria 49, the Bears' last Super Bowl title, so that's where you get your 49 from. In New England, Gematria 45. 70 months pertains to Burrow's draft year of 2020. The 70th month.